yourself to your dream. All you have to do is believe in yourself. Don't quit. Don't stop. Keep going till you reach the top. Life is so short, and we really don't know how many days we have left on this earth. One thing is for sure, there is no point working for someone else's dream. You got dreams and goals. Get out there and make it happen. No excuses, no hesitation. Decide, take action, and dominate.
You know you have something you want to do in this life, but you're afraid.
All right, good morning. What's going on, everybody? Happy Money Making Monday. I am excited for today's call. As usual, where will merchant sales take you is the question. We all know what this industry can do for you. If you don't, it creates residual income. You can pay your upfront bills, you can make a living, create residual income, change your life. Where will merchant sales take you is always the theme on these Monday calls, okay? This call is for you to come and learn something, for you to get fueled up, for you to get motivated and really grasp what this industry is, what it can do for you, and to get the hell up and get out there, sign some deals, because ultimately signing deals in this industry is what changes your life so you can go and enjoy the life you want and do the things that you want to do. Okay, things like this amazing picture right here. Who right now, midweek, would like to be out hiking, checking out this beautiful scenery instead of having to go build your business? I would, okay? That's why for the first 7 years in this business, all I did was work my butt off so that someday I could go and do those things whenever I felt like it, and you can too, thanks to Merchant Service Sales, okay? So let's get into this. A couple of announcements here. So the training site, training.easydirectsales.com for everybody with EasyPay, because there's people on here. These Monday calls are no longer just for EasyPay. Okay, there's other people in the industry that are going to jump into these, and my goal is to recruit you to EasyPay, okay? Let's not beat around the bush. Okay, so if you're with another company and you're on here, I hope that you find something that you're excited about. You see some product, you see a huge commission. We're going to talk about point of sales today. You like the motivation, you're looking for extra support, you're looking for extra training, welcome onto the call, regardless where you're from. For those of you with EasyPay, training.easydirectsales.com. This is where you go when you're brand new, especially. We call it the big three. Step 1 is learn the basics. Step 2, print your materials. Step 3, let's get to work, okay? Step 1, which is learn the basics, is a couple of simple videos. You can watch them in 15 minutes. You'll know the basics. You will literally know enough in 15 minutes that you can take that information and go be successful building this business, okay? Step 2 is print your marketing material. That includes the applications. It includes your flyers, okay? You're going to have something that you want to show potential merchants, and you also want to have applications so you can sign them up when they're ready, okay? That's step 2. You know the basics. You have an application and some good-looking marketing materials. Step 3, let's start talking to people, okay? That's how simple this business is. So if you're brand new with us, or you're new in the industry, or maybe you've been around for a while and you're not getting the results you want, maybe you're making it complicated, okay? That's why it's called EasyPay. And that's why it's the big three is the foundation of all our new sales reps that are successfully getting on the Thursday testimonial call, brand new, don't really know what they're doing, but they're signing their first couple of deals. They followed the big three. They kept it simple, okay? All of that is at training.easydirectsales.com. We have a new homepage, okay? So some people were emailing like, hey, something's wrong with the website, or the website's down, okay? It was under construction. EasyPay.company is our company website for merchants to go check out, for you to go research. If you're looking into us right now, you want to kind of see what it is we're about, what we offer, you can go check out the new homepage. I think it looks awesome. And we're really focusing on dual pricing point of sales, okay? It is a huge game changer in the industry. It is a huge game changer for your portfolio and how quick you can reach financial freedom and owning your life and taking control and being able to do the things you want, point of sale systems are going to get you there very, very quickly, plus the huge commissions. Again, we'll talk about those. Tomorrow, we have the winner circle call. We're doing things differently than other companies out there. Okay, I'm really proud of this call, something I talked about for years, and we started doing them. We're almost at the end of our first book. What the winner circle call is this is a book club. Okay, we're reading books, right? Leaders are readers. You become what you read. You become who you associate with. We're all about mindset. We're all about getting better. We're all about growing and getting stronger. So that's what this book is about, the winner circle call. Let me, I meant to do this at the beginning of the call. There's a chat box. Everybody should be able to have a chat. If you wouldn't mind, just show me that you know how to use that. I meant to do this at the beginning of the call by the time I got to this. So the winner circle call is tomorrow. So since I'm not just calling on people, if you want to be invited to this, we'll go back to the notes in the chat. There you are. What's going on? What's going on? If you guys want to just drop something in the chat, let me know something, where you're from. I don't know. Why would that be, Nick? I don't know if I can go into the settings here. Can you do the Q&A? Sorry, guys. I'm looking at my settings here. Is the Q&A working? All right, so I see a couple things in the Q&A. All right, so scratch all that. Go to the Q&A. We'll fix that for our next Monday meeting so that the chat box works. So under Q&A. All right, guys, so I see that that's working. There you are. I see a lot of comments. Says chat's enabled. All right, perfect. So if you are not already a part of the winner circle call, then put something in the Q&A to say, hey, please give me an invite to that. We'd love to see you on there. Right now we're going over the 10X rule by Grant Cardone. Tomorrow will be our last meeting for that book, okay? Then we're going to take a vote, and we'll start our next book. This is a really, really cool call here. If you're into reading books, or if you want to get into reading books, you want to focus on that kind of stuff, that's what that's about, okay? So I've got a huge shout out here. Most of you know who this is. I want to give Nick McKnight a big shout out. Nick is one of the hardest working people and the most knowledgeable people, probably the most knowledgeable person at EasyPay, okay? Including more than me, okay? This guy knows more than I do about the point of sales and the back end and the technologies and how a lot of these things function, okay? So Nick, I want to give you a huge shout out. I think Nick is up there with the most critical people to making this whole thing work. I know a lot of you are working with him already. He might be your sales director. You might just be talking with him occasionally for support, even if he's not your director. But Nick kind of wears a lot of different hats. And Nick, I want to give you that recognition and that shout out. Everybody appreciates you. And I hope if you guys are on Nick's team, I hope you are really, really utilizing Nick. All right, perfect. Got a lot of stuff in the chat or the Q&A. All right, perfect, guys. I see you're asking for the winner circle. We'll get those invites out to you. Nick, good job, man. Couldn't do this without you, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, so I've got 3 quick tips for you guys, okay? They're going to come rapid fire. Quick tip number 1 is you need to be growing in life. Quick tip number 2, you need to be growing in business. Quick tip number 3, you need to be growing, period. Okay, there's a phrase, it is so true. If you're not growing, you know the answer. Okay, if you're not getting better, if you're not improving, if you're not getting stronger, if your business isn't growing, if you're not learning the skills to close more deals, if you're not getting more education in the business, okay, if you're not growing in life, you're dying. Okay, so ask yourself, is your business growing? Has your business been growing as of late? If not, why? I'm going to give you some tips on how to grow your business, okay? These are things that everyone should be applying, especially new people. A couple of these are specifically for new people on how to grow your merchant sales business. Folks, things are constantly changing in the industry, especially right now. There's tons of changes going. We just went from all this cash discounting And now dual pricing is basically a form of cash discounting, but everything's switching over to dual pricing. What's cash discount 2.0? We've got 12 different point of sales coming out, right? You got standalone terminals, you got smart terminals, you got full-blown point of sales. There's tons of things that are constantly happening in this business, and you need to be engaged. You need to be constantly plugged in and growing with your knowledge and your efforts and your results. Okay, stay current, know what's going on, grow your business. So here's some tips for you. Call in. Okay, we talk about communication. Communication is key. It is the number one indicator. If you're with Easy Pay and you're not calling in, if 2 weeks goes by and we haven't heard from you, and maybe you respond to a text, you're like, yeah, I'm out working, but you never call in, we know you're not going to make it. I'll just tell you right now. Okay, the people that make it communicate. They call. They are in constant contact. The top producers. I am on the phone with Nick and Dustin 7 times a day when things are on fire, okay? We are always communicating daily, okay? So contact your sales director, contact your support team on a daily basis. Specifically when you're brand new, you're probably going to be calling every time you're with a target. Okay, in the Q&A, I guess, because we don't have the chat, what is a target? Can you guys all see the Q&A? Nick is the bomb. All right, Nick, you're getting compliments in here. I don't know if you guys can just see each other's Q&A or not. What is a target? Somebody that's interested. Exactly, okay? A target is someone that's interested. You've gone over the basics of what is dual pricing, what is it going to do for them, how much money is it going to save them. Here's how it works, right? It's like a gas station. You've got a cash price, you've got a credit price. All of that stuff is out. The cat's out of the bag, and now they're still engaged with you. They're asking buying questions. They're saying, well, how does this work? Or, yeah, it sounds interesting, but I think I'm in a contract, right? That's somebody who's interested. That is a potential merchant and something that we call a target. When you're brand new, when you realize somebody's interested, they're probably going to ask you questions you don't know the answer to. Why? Because we follow the big 3, right? We send you out there before you know all the answers. The reason we do that is because of this right here. We want you to run into a scenario where you run into something you don't necessarily know the answer to, and you say, well, hey, let me just call my support team. Nick's the man, according to the Q&A here. Let me call him because I know he knows the answer, and I'm going to get it for you right now on the spot. So while you're with the merchant, while you're with the target, you call in, you call Nick, you call Dustin, you call support, and there you are. You're communicating on a daily basis, and you're learning. Okay, when you're brand new, I can't overstate this enough. You cannot overcall your support team. Call us. That is literally what we're here for. That's what we make our money to do, okay? That's what we're paid for. Call us, okay? The 28-day training course. The reason on these Monday training calls, they're not all merchant service sales and here's tips and techniques about merchant services and how to close deals. I don't need to do that, okay? We've already cataloged all that information. It's in the 28-day course. So how do you grow in this business? Keep watching the same information. Keep watching the sales tools and tips and techniques and how to handle objections and all of that stuff, okay? It's all back there. And just like going to the gym, just because I went yesterday to the gym doesn't mean I'm not going to go again today, okay? We're constantly growing. If you've watched a video on how to handle objections once, that doesn't mean you never watch that video again. Watch it over and over and over again so that next time in real life it comes up, it becomes more and more second nature. Muscles need to be maintained. So does the knowledge, the speed at which your brain is spitting off the answers, okay? That's from repetition and practice. Evening, regroup with your sales director, okay? You can touch base in the evening with your sales directors. Talk about your day. Talk about your game plan for tomorrow. Talk about what you ran into. What scenarios did you hit? Recap those situations. I ran into this objection. I didn't know what to say, and for whatever reason, I didn't call you, right? Like that, they're going to say, well, next time call. But if you ever leave and you didn't call, we still want to hear about that objection so that we can talk to you about a rebuttal and just ask questions, okay? This is how you get better in this business in particular, okay? Call in. When you're brand new, definitely call with targets. Watch the 28-day training course. Regroup with your sales director in the evening so that you can recap your day in specific situations and get tips as you grow. That's how you grow in this business, okay? In general, how do we grow? just in general. It's the same thing I teach my kids from the time they're 3 years old. Practice. You have to take the information, you have to take what you're into, what you're learning, and you have to apply it in real life and go practice. I could ask my 3-year-old son, hey, how do we get better at drawing? Practice. They know. It's one of the first things I teach them. It's all I care about. Practice and try. Practice and try. Okay? You train. You increase the difficulty, right? Think about everything you've done in your life. This is the process of doing it. How'd you learn how to read? You practiced your letters. You read some easy books. As you learned how to do it, you increase the difficulty of the book. How do you go from fat to fit? You start by just getting to the gym. You go and you train a little bit. I'm pumping 135 pounds right now. In 2 weeks, I'm up to 155. You increase the difficulty. Consistency. Consistency is everything, okay? Consistency in merchant sales multiplied by time is how you own your life. It's not about being the best. It's not about being the top producer. It's not about signing the most deals, setting the record in 1 month, and then the next month bailing out and doing none, okay? It's about the compound effect. Small results. If you can get big results consistently, awesome. But the average person, if you're just getting small and average results consistently, and then time goes by, you well own your life, folks. You've all heard me say it 1,000 times. This is the greatest industry that exists. I challenge any of you to bring a better industry to my doorstep that you can control the outcome, you can control your hours, you work for yourself, you create residual income, you can make enough money to pay your bills, you don't have to have a boss, and you can go out there and change your life by choice. That industry, there's a lot of vehicles out there that claim residual income. There's a lot of vehicles out there that are 1099 sales. There is no better industry than this because it is simply math. If you go help people on a consistent basis and time goes by, you will own your life, which means time freedom, money freedom, and hopefully you have the health to go and enjoy that time and that money, okay? That's what owning your life is. It all revolves around consistency. So you need to consistently practice, train, and increase the difficulty consistently. Not 1 week on, 1 week off, flip-floppy. Consistently. Blind faith. I think this one is so important and so underrated. Is going into things, not just hoping they work, not just knowing it's worked for other people, not just like going on a whim, like I'm pretty sure I could do this. Blind faith. Would you bet your house on it? Would you bet your house on it that this business is going to work? In a heartbeat, the most successful people, the Elon Musk type people, are willing to bet it all. Because they're not betting on chance. They're betting on their self. And one of the other things that makes this the greatest industry is you control the outcome of it. So if you're betting on yourself, unless you have poor work ethic, unless you're not willing to train hard, unless you're not willing to go work hard, unless you're not willing to stay up late. I got complaints last night that I was sending out texts and emails on invites to this call, okay? The type of people that are complaining that I'm grinding at 10 o'clock at night are the people that need it the most, okay? Those people aren't going to have blind faith. They're going to say, I should be sleeping right now. Okay, I'm betting on me, okay? I'm 24/7, nonstop. How could I lose if I am unwilling to quit, ever? You can't lose when you're betting on yourself and you have these kind of characteristics. And the outcome is owning your life. We're not talking about a salary. We're not talking about paying the bills. We're not talking about a $20,000 bonus. We're talking about the rest of your life, every single month, you're going to have huge deposits that just come. How could you quit? How could you fail? That's not an option if you have blind faith in yourself, in the company you work with, in the product, and in the fact that every single person that signs up with you, you are helping. Because we are. We are helping everyone that we sign up, and your life changes for it. Have blind faith that you can do that and change your life, and quitting's not an option. Don't look too much. Okay, when you're trying to go from fat to fit, or you're just trying to lose some weight, in my experience, I don't know about everyone on here, but in my experience, looking at the scale every day is a negative. Okay? Like, I'm not getting any results. This isn't happening quick enough. I've been eating really good. I've been going to the gym. Oh my gosh, I went up 2 pounds. This isn't working. Well, maybe you went up 2 pounds in muscle, first of all, if we're talking fitness. Okay, it is a bad way to gauge results. Okay, sometimes you got to step back. You want to look at things from afar to really see changes. And also, when you're just constantly looking at yourself every day and looking, you don't notice the little changes, right? Has anyone on here ever, done really well and lost weight, and you were going through this? You're kind of doing what I'm talking about, and like, man, I'm 2 weeks in, I'm 3 weeks in, maybe 4 weeks in. Like, I feel better, but the scale hasn't moved. And, I don't really see a difference. But then you go see somebody that you haven't seen in a month. They're like, man, you're looking good. You're looking a little skinnier in the face. Are you doing something right now? And then you're like, yeah, all right, maybe it is working, okay? Because they didn't see you every day. They're not looking all the time. So what I'm getting at is, don't look at your residuals all the time. Don't base the success of your business on watching your volume every day. If you're into that, I get it, man. There's analytical people that are going to still do this. That's cool, man. If that's your thing. But overlooking to the point where it demotivates you, or you find yourself constantly in a state of, it's not growing quick enough, I'm not getting enough results, then sometimes you need to just stop looking and do the do. Because again, I've got blind faith. If I just do what I'm supposed to do, I know, because I don't have scales in my house. I hate looking at scales. It's really demotivating. I'm into fitness. I do ultra running shit, guys. So that's why I use fitness. Okay? If I eat right, if I go lift the weights, and I do my ice baths, and I do my stuff, and I take care of myself, I don't need to look at the scale. How do I feel? And it is impossible. I have blind faith that it is impossible to eat right, do fitness, and do the fundamentals, and it's not working. I don't need to look at the scale to tell myself it's working, because I have blind faith that the fundamentals fucking work. So if I apply the fundamentals, I don't even need to look. I know it's working. I just have blind faith. And then occasionally when I check in, or occasionally when I cross a finish line at a Spartan race, or occasionally when I'm at the top of a freaking huge mountain, or I accomplish something really big that is really physically hard, that's how I know the fundamentals worked, because I was ready when it mattered. I don't look all the time. Have blind faith, apply the fundamentals in your life. And folks, if you do these things and you're willing to learn as you go, I know for an analytical person, telling you to learn as you go, telling you to go in the field without knowing all the answers and calling support when you're with the target, I know for some of you that's like really uncomfortable. All right, there's different personality types on this call, and I can respect that. But the most successful people in life, they really do learn as they go, okay? We want you to understand what you're doing, the fundamentals when you're out there. Okay, everyone on here in the Q&A, please get the involvement when I ask. There's tons of stuff on here. Thanks, guys. I'm not scrolling. I'm not really looking. Does anyone on here, let's be honest. Again, I don't know if you guys can see each other's comments. I don't have all your cameras on. Does anyone on here not understand what dual pricing is? Like, if you go to a merchant right now and you said, hey, I'm really excited. My name's Joe. I've got a program that it gets rid of the fees you pay to accept credit and debit cards. If they said, well, how can you do that? Does anyone on here not have an answer to that? I really want honesty, because I'm going to give you, I'll focus on this for a second. If anyone on here truly doesn't know or understand what cash discounting is and how to simply explain it so that people are interested. I'll give you a quick second just in case if anyone hasn't opened it. Down on the bottom or the top, there's a bar. There's a Q&A. I don't see anyone saying anything, which is probably a good thing as long as everyone actually knows. Perfect. So everyone understands how to explain the cash discount. So now the next question, I'm not even going to ask for answers, is does everyone understand how all 12 of our point of sales work? Does everyone understand how the smart terminals work? Does everyone understand when a transaction is ran, what happens with that money? It goes from the terminal and it goes through a cycle and it's moved around and then it ends up in the merchant's bank account. Does everyone on here understand all of that stuff? No. And you don't have to. If you're that analytical, please learn as you go. Okay? If you wait to learn all these things before you start, you will not make it. Because here's the trick, guys. Excitement, momentum. When you're new, you're excited. And you need to take that excitement and you've got to go in the field with the fundamentals and blind faith and excitement that everyone you talk to, you can help. And everyone that signs up, you're helping. And if you do that, you naturally are going to run into people that have questions that you don't have the answer. You call into support because, again, with Easy Pay, we're on the spot, okay? Like, I'm with a merchant, I need an answer. You call, we're here. That's the level of support that you have with us. So when we say learn as you go, we want you to put yourself in situations to learn. And then next time you run into that situation, you won't have to call. Now you'll know the answer. But if you just sit home and you study and study and study, what you're going to find out is you lose that excitement. You get out there, you start talking to people, you find out, crap, this is hard. Now my excitement is gone. It is very hard to keep going in this business when you're brand new if you're not running on that excitement, okay? So when you're brand new, get out there and learn as you go. And I was talking about, playing the game. It's kind of the lesson that I want to go over here. Oh, the last one on their goals, right? You have to have your goals. This goes right into the lesson. The reason goals are important, folks, is, if you don't know what you're aiming at, how can you hit it? You can get on YouTube. You can see 1,000 videos on people talking about goals. You can't just go through life aimlessly. You have to know what you're doing this for. You have to have a reason for this, because when things get really hard, you need to go back to your why. And your why is your goals. What am I doing this for? What is my future life going to look like? What is my lifestyle going to be? What am I going to be able to do for my spouse and for my kids? And how much time? How many trips am I going to take? And maybe there's a destination in the world you want to go to, like Fiji, and it's a really expensive trip. So if you needed a lot of extra money laying around to take a trip, like, what is it that is going to push you through the hard times in building your merchant sales business? That's why you have to have goals. Okay, and goals change. Goals are constantly changing. Your goals this week might be to sign 3 point of sale deals. Your goal in 3 weeks might be install those 3 point of sale deals, okay? Goals change weekly, daily, monthly, yearly. You have to constantly evolve and change and update your goals, but you do have one thing in common. You have to know what the hell they are, okay? And it comes down to knowing the rules of the game and playing by them. Okay, so many people are getting into this business that don't they don't have goals to begin with. And then even if you claim you do have goals, do you understand the rules of the game and how to win? And winning means accomplishing your goals, right? Different for all of us. Success is going to be different for all of us. But if you don't know what the goal is, if you don't know how to win, and you don't know the rules, then you can show up, you can work as hard as you want, you could be the hardest worker in the whole industry, you could work 100 hours a week, you talk to more people than anybody else, but if you don't know the rules and how to win the game, you're not going to win. It's impossible. Okay, we just had the Final Four. I'm from FAU. I don't know who was watching the Final Four. FAU lost at the buzzer, literally. It's an awesome shot. I love sports. But can you imagine the coach of one of these teams, of a sport, that all they know is you're supposed to get the most amount of points, but they don't understand how the scoring system works. All right, guys, we're We're down by 6 points. We've got 1 minute left. What are we going to do? Well, let's just go work really, really, really hard. Let's go just work hard. Okay, there's more strategy than that. Should we shoot a 3? Should we go for the easy 2, depending on how much time is left? Can you imagine trying to win the game if all you knew is I'm down by 6? How many points do I get if I make a basket? I don't know. Okay, that's how silly it is to not know the rules, okay? You're looking at your bank account. Maybe it's sitting at 0. Do you know how much money you're making by making the basket? Do you understand the rules of what we're doing? Because if your goal is XYZ amount of money or XYZ amount of residual income for this awesome lifestyle on the back end of it, okay, well, do you know how much money you're making when you sign deals? Do you know what the commissions are? Do you know how much the residuals are, what you can expect? Do you have a way to calculate, all right, I'm down by 6. I need at least 3 baskets. I can make 2 baskets if they're both 3s, right? You got to know the damn details to know how many points you need to get to the outcome you want, winning. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because we have this phenomenal point of sale business, and most people have no idea how much freaking money they can be making doing it. They have no idea. Can somebody on here in the Q&A, 12 work, where can I find this list of POSs? Chad, the whole list of POSs, we can. I know you've got an online thing going that goes back to you don't need to know all of that. You don't even need to know the 12 point of sales. You need to know how to get somebody that's interested in a point of sale. Hey, can you do this? Hey, this is the industry I'm in. Do you have a solution? The answer is yes. Why? Because I've got so many point of sales. They work for any industry. We're going to find the right one that works for you. Your job, Chad, is to schedule the demo. Let our team worry about the list of which point of sales that we have to offer. Because if I give you a list of point of sales, Chad, you're going to go and become a point of sales professional, like master, and know everything about 12 different point of sales. It's going to take you 6 months to learn all that. And by the time you do, there's going to be upgrades, software changes, and we'll probably have 3 more point of sales. And it never stops. You're constantly chasing, I'm an analytical person, I need to know more. Instead of just getting really good at scheduling demos and letting our team do that. Let our team do the point of sale stuff. So I'll understand dual price in the programs that we offer. All right, perfect. All right, can somebody tell me, what is the commission? You sign a point of sale deal that's doing $80,000 a month. What's the commission? So I'm talking about, not one person on here knows. It's not $2,000. $80,000 a month in processing. I've got $2,000 on here. I've got $800 on here. Those are my answers I've gotten so far. Both are wrong. You don't know how many baskets you need to win the game. It is $3,000. You'd make $3,000 signing an $80,000 point of sale deal, not counting the residuals on the back end. How much is the commission for over $100,000? So my point's made. I don't think you guys can see it. This thing should be lighting up. Okay, if you're with Easy Pay, you need to know the answer to these, because how can you win? How if your nut every month is $6,000, I need to make $6,000 a month to pay my bills in order for me to successfully maintain and do this business, but you don't know the commissions? That's what I'm talking about. You have to understand the rules. So let's talk about them, okay? I think points made. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the commissions on point of sales, okay? Point of sales are the most secure deal in the industry. Not only are we paying, as far as I know, the highest commissions than anyone I've heard of, plus we're not doing W-2, okay? So there are some companies out there that have moved to these W-2 models. They're really focused on point of sales. They do pay really, really healthy commissions, but the residuals that you make in those companies, you will never keep them forever because you are a W-2 employee. They have quotas you have to hit. And if you stop working and you stop hitting those quotas, well, how does employment work? If you don't hit quotas and you're no longer productive, you're out of here. Okay? As a W-2, when you're out of here, that means you don't get to keep the book you built. You built it for them. So we have the highest point of sale commissions that I know of in the industry for 1099 salespeople, meaning I'm paying you fat upfront money and you can build a huge business, and when you're done building it or you want to slow down because you want to go on vacation for 6 months and enjoy your life and your $30,000, $40,000 residual income, you keep making that money because we are not W-2s, okay? So here's the rules of the game. You need to know how many deals pay the bills. I love this structure right here. Again, going back to your question, Chad, about the 12 point of sales, you don't need to know about the 12 point of sales, okay? You need to know how to schedule demos for the 12 point of sales. We are paying you simply to schedule and complete demos at EasyPay. Okay, for every 5 or for the first 5 completed demos, not just scheduled, guys, completed demos. You complete 5 demos, it's a $500 bonus. Nothing too crazy going on there. But for only 3 more, that bonus goes to $2,000. Okay, if you can complete 8 demos, what does that mean, right? You're a lead generator. You go to a restaurant, they've got an old system or they're still on a countertop terminal. Hey, I've got over 12 point of sales. Whatever you wish your system did here at your business, I guarantee we have a solution for it. Would you have 30 minutes to 60 minutes in the next couple of days where we can sit down on a Zoom and basically right now I'm going to get a list of what exactly you want your system to do, and then I'm going to give it to my team, and in the next couple of days we'll demo a system that does everything that you asked for or as close to it as possible. Okay? That's what you do. You take that information, talk to your sales director about the whole process of doing this, okay? But basically that's the information you get it to your director, let's schedule a demo. 8 of those are completed, you get $2,000 no matter how many of them close, because we know everything's a numbers game. I have blind faith in my fundamentals as a company that the numbers game works, meaning if 8 demos are completed, most likely we're going to see results from that. But I want you to not have that stress. I want you to literally be focused on, let's schedule demos. Okay, if you scheduled 8 demos, it's not you don't have to stress about how many of them close. If 8 are scheduled, if none of them close, we'll still pay you $2,000 because we're willing to take that risk and put blind faith in the numbers game. It works. It's not going to happen. $2,000. Just so you guys know, there's an easy $2,000 for you. Okay, before you even sign a deal. If a point of sale is under $50,000 in volume, this is really rare, guys. We're not seeing a lot of these. That's a pretty small account. It's one thing we love about point of sales is you can get really, really big accounts. Under $50,000 in processing is pretty rare to need a full point of sale, kitchen printers and all this fancy stuff. But hey, sign them up. Okay, $1,000 for that. Our top commission previously, or on our just standard accounts, our top one's $800. So our lowest commission on point of sales is still more than our highest commission on a standard account, okay? If they're doing between $50,000 and $75,000, that's a $2,000 commission. If they're doing between $75,000 and $100,000, that's a $3,000 commission, folks. A $25,000. We're giving you increments of $1,000 more over $25,000 in processing volume. Our average point of sale deal is doing over $100,000. Just to give you an idea here. It's up to you what kind of accounts you're talking to, but $100,000 restaurants, not a big deal. Not when it comes to point of sales. Okay? Then they start getting really, really chunky on these last couple here. Okay? Any account that's doing over $100,000 and under $250,000 is a $5,000 commission. Folks, you can sign 3, 4, 5 of those a month. If you get good at being a good lead generator and talking to people about dual pricing point of sale systems that are going to increase their systems, decrease errors, and all of that stuff, and increase their profitability via dual pricing, you mix the two of those together, you can schedule 8 demos. You schedule 8 demos, you're naturally going to get a little bit of all of these. Okay, but $5,000 for between $100,000 and $250,000. And Jim, I think you're on here. You actually left a comment. I know Jim's working a $750,000 restaurant right now. Okay, we're not even talking residuals here, but the upfront commission on that account, if Jim closes it, will be $10,000. Okay, these are the kind of commissions that people that sell houses make. Okay, you start getting the $5,000, $10,000 upfront commission. People that sell roofing and siding and they're selling really expensive products that people don't necessarily have the discretionary income to pay for get. Okay, you can make this kind of money by going and helping businesses eliminate a huge overhead that they have now and increasing their systems. It is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. These are really, really healthy. I'm going to put this little disclaimer out here. There are minimum requirements for point of sale accounts. This is not a got you type thing, okay? The minimum requirement is very straightforward, and you need to talk to your sales director about it. If you haven't already discussed point of sales, hopefully after this you will. Commissions that do not meet the minimum requirements receive 50% of the commissions. We have yet to pay a 50% commission because the minimum requirement is very easy, very standard stuff. You just need to know what it is because it's the rules to the game. So there's your first reason this week to contact your sales director. And for those of you that aren't with EasyPay, right here in the Q&A, I can't even put it because Q&A I can only answer one at a time. All right, so we will check everyone that was on here, whether you need it or not. You're gonna get an email, and you will have a link if you want to schedule a call with EasyPay. Okay, it's the only way I can do it. I need to fix the chat feature. It's all skewed right now, so I can't use you guys can't see my chat or use the chat. So I will send out an email. It'll have a link, and I invite you to schedule a call and come check us out. Okay, if you're looking for dual pricing, point of sales, you want to look at these kind of healthy commissions, you want support that's literally like, hey, ring ring on the phone for you to help you out. Maybe you're already in the industry and you don't have that support and you're looking for some extra coaching. Again, we have our 28-day training course where you can just fast track people from day one to being successful, exactly how I built my empire, being out there in the field. Okay, we bring so much to the table, to the partnership. And that's what we're looking for at EasyPay is a partnership. I'm not looking for sales reps that are looking to go pay their bills this Friday, okay? Go sell cars, wait tables, be a bartender. If you're just looking to pay your bills, okay? This is not the industry. We are not the company, and I'm not the guy for you if you're just trying to pay your bills. I want to surround myself with business partners. Okay, you're looking at commissions up to $10,000. We didn't even discuss the residual income for you to own your life and do the things that you want to do. If people don't grasp that, if they're not doing this business because they want to have a better life, we're not the people for you. If that is you, you're motivated by the money, but you have a bigger purpose and a bigger life that you want to live, this industry can do it for you. It did it for me. It's done it for thousands of other people, and we want to show you how. I'll send you an invite so that you can jump on our calendar. Guys, I appreciate you jumping on. Happy Monday, Money Making Monday. Get out there, go make it happen. I'll get that link out to you guys as soon as possible. This Q&A absolutely blew up here today. Next week, I'll have the chat working. I appreciate your involvement. See you guys at the top. Go kill it, change your life, sign some deals. Later.
Record.
Later, guys.